Good morning, New Hope. For today's devotional, I want to use an analogy. Growing up on the farm, there were few things that upset my father more than paying to have a co-op to come in and spray the field for weeds, just to wake up a week or two later and see this tall sunflower standing proud on the horizon, almost mocking him off in the distance as it stood tall over the corn. It usually wouldn't take long, maybe a day or two, before he had his truck parked on the edge of the field, and he would walk end to end if he had to get to that one sunflower and chop it down. It stood out so proud that he couldn't dismiss it. He couldn't just let it go. He couldn't get it out of his mind. He saw it, and it stood out so differently that he had to get it taken care of. When Christ was here on earth, he said, "Let your light shine before others, so they would see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." 1 Peter, writing to the early church, is writing to a people who are suffering for their faith. To a people whose lives look differently because of their faith. They stand out in a crowd. And the question for us isn't really, will we face suffering for our faith? Instead, I think the question is, are we living in such a way that we might face suffering for our faith? Or do we just look like everybody else? If the world was a field of corn, would we just blend in? Or would we be like that sunflower off in the distance that the rest of the world just can't dismiss? There's something profoundly different about us. See, Christ sent his Spirit so that we could be different. Christ sent the Holy Spirit to come back and dwell within us so that we would have the power to live differently in this world. If you are a follower of Christ, you have the power of God flowing through your veins, flowing within you to be a person who stands out, who looks different, and can make a difference in this world. Will we be that kind of people? Have a great week, everyone.